Bryan Kim, A16Z writing 15 mil into a kid that I've seen on my Twitter feed. Cheat on everything like it's Coolie.
Aaron, how's it going, buddy?
Brian,
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good dap. I got you my favorite beverage.
This looks beautiful.
It is great. It is has the right amount of caffeine, I think. I only drink 10 bottles a day, I think. 10 cans a day.
With 10 cans of caffeine, that is approximately the right amount.
Yeah,
It tastes good.
Yeah, it's actually delicious. Fantastic. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. What are your recs? Where should we go? I'm kind of hungry.
Let's go to Taco Bell Cantina.
See, this is why we need better integrated interfaces. For example, something like Coolie would be great, where it's just
Absolutely.
smoothly overlaid.
Yeah, I'd say Taco Bell Cantina. It understands where we're going.
If only there was a better way to have some form of like voice to text model that would allow us to just ask for what we want.
Only if.
You know who does have it though?
Bell, ElevenLabs.
Ooh, interesting. Do you know anything about that team?
Yeah, dude, I led the investment, so ElevenLabs, love them, and I know they have the capability and tech, and we're just waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. There you go.
So in a world where we were using ElevenLabs,
It'll tell you. It'll
hear
like,
this conversation.
It'll be great voice, though. The thing is, like, which voice would you choose?
Ooh, so
like, what's your?
Interestingly,
who soothes you?
I actually like the synthetic voices more.
You do?
Which,
like Annie?
Like the first one, which is confident, I think is the
Really?
description for it. And then for Claude, I like the one that's airy.
Okay.
But I used to change my Alexa's voice to something that I found less attractive because while I was working, when I would hear her voice, it would distract me from
Alexa's voice is attractive, eh?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta
so,
there is a reason why ScarJo voice was her.
So that's the thing, and a lot of people are into ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
You know, other
ASMR
people.
is the thing. No, well, I'm into it. It's great.
It is great.
It's great.
But so I heard from Roy that
yeah, he knows how to take timelines over.
You went to the Coolie office with steaks.
I did.
He loves steaks.
I do know that. They live off of steak, Coke, Diet Cokes, and Hinge Premium subscriptions. So. I really like these young kids who are like lock themselves up in like a cohabiting situation.
Interesting.
It's more of a thing these days, and I think Roy, they all live there. They had like pounds of steak when I visited last time. They're like chowing down steak with nothing on, by the way. Like no salt. It was just straight up.
They go straight for it.
So I'm like, you know what? Next time I come, I better come with something funny. And my mind went to steak, so I brought steak. I compared Coolie to Dragon Ball Z Scout, and I grew up on Dragon Ball, and I was like, oh, like it would be really cool to immediately see someone and know what they're good at, not good at, the power level, whatever. And Coolie's basically that on like digital, computer monitor space, and I always thought that was
a cool way of putting it.
That's not really cheating. It's more like how do you get an edge and sort of understand things better, faster than others, and this is just a way. And honestly, in a few months, if not like a year, if not a few months, I think people will be very used to that. It'd be kind of like unimaginable to talk to like a customer support person or salesperson who are like, oh, what's X or what's your policy on Y? And they're like, oh, like I don't know, let me get back to you. I'm like, what do you mean you'll get back to me? Why is it not in front of you as you're talking to me? Why is that not the thing? And if one thing I know about consumer, I think Jeff Bezos said it, like they're never satisfied. Right?
It's part of what makes it so hard.
Exactly. There's no end to it. So, if these services and interactions can be better, more real time, why would you not want it?
So yeah, I really like that the companies that you invest in sort of have this like cohesive arc between them where you can almost imagine them building into
like working together.
Yeah,
it's funny. Marwan, there was a time that I had that strategy and I called it like the Infinity Rings strategy. Infinity Stone strategy, not ring. We had this mini thesis where like not so mini, but like what if each modality deserved its own stone? Soul stone, time stone, whatever, and that might be audio, video, 3D, text, image, and ultimately when you get all the stones, You can snap a finger and you get a movie. That was a thought process. Like, okay, like how do we go find the Infinity Stones in each of the modality? And I'm so lucky to have one of the stones. I don't know what I would compare ElevenLabs to in terms of a stone. Power Stone, maybe?
Nothing is better for companies than a good rivalry.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like, it's really exciting
Sinner,
to see.
Alcaraz.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you need these, you know? It's incredible to watch, and there's like a one mindset of, look, like, there's X amount of the pie is X size, and you're going after it, and there's another one where, like, it's actually kind of big, and let's keep going. And then that's how legends are made, and everyone wins, and there are more people who are winning, and that's good.
Definitely super positive sum, but even in positive sum environments,
honestly, healthcare, dude, like, it's too big. It's way too big. Isn't healthcare like one of the biggest spend? Like rent, healthcare, and then like food or whatever. Like, it's a major spend.
And it's only growing. Healthcare is becoming,
and it will only grow.
Yeah,
it'll only grow. And so I grew up in Korea. It's done a little differently.
Are you interested in biotech or like healthcare directly at all?
I am, to the extent that I'm pissed off. So again, like, the reason why I brought up Korea is like, look, like, there is a reason why it's like one of the top 3 countries with like highest longevity. It's Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, I think. It's not because we're healthier. It's not because like It's because it's preventative medicine. Like, every year you go in and you do a full body check. Yeah. MRI, CT, like everything. And you do it in like 2-3 hours. It's mandated, it's detailed, whatever. And it costs almost nothing. And I have this story, it's like a horrible story, but like it actually impacted me a ton, where one of my team member at Snap, she passed away when she was 24. Harvard grad, applied maths, so conscientious, wonderful human, hard worker. And she kept on going to ER. She's like, DK, I feel sick. I'm like, I'm going to ER. I'm like, oh, weird, like, whatever. And then one day she checks herself in, and like, and they basically conclude you have stage 4 cancer. And I remember this very specifically. This was when I was at Snap, and we're about to kick off the IPO process. We're like getting on the plane and get this call from her. And she passed away like 6 months later, but like, I remember during that period, Marwan, like, every one of us who heard that news went around trying to get healthcare. Like, can you screen me for this? Can you screen me for that? Can we do X? Can we do Y? And we went to UCLA. And they're like, no. It's like, you can't buy services like that. You got to go to a primary doctor, get this, get that, and maybe a recommendation. And I'm just like, why? I'm the customer. I am demanding I want X. Why can't I do that? So like the whole thing behind like, you know, function health and things like that is like, when I hear payer, payee, like that's not my world. My world is, can I pay for it?
Yeah. I know as investors, we might have a disagreement on who we're backing specifically. Yeah. But I think as consumers, we're definitely 100% on the same page.
Get your power back. And like that's what I'm excited about, and less about like, let's eke out our testosterone level like a little higher to do X. Like, no, like, it's just like, can we all like kind of live healthily? Like, what does it take, and why can't I do X? There are a few investments of mine that are just like, I'm like outraged that the solution doesn't exist. I'm like, when I see it, I'm like, yes, let's please go. And I call those, you know, some of those products, the thing that I say is like, let's make it morally criminal not to buy this. I should just be wrong.
Yeah. I agree with like tracking your biomarkers on an annual, at the very least, basis. It should be illegal to not do that.
It's crazy, and it's not expensive.
So Taco Bell, does it usually say Cantina on it?
No. I think this is like one of the few cantinas. There's one in like downtown across our SF office. There's one here.
Oh, okay.
I think the difference is they serve alcohol.
You are now officially head of vlogging.
Am I now? All right, cool. Am I staring at this horizontal?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Cool. Let's do it. Oh.
I was looking for my phone for a second.
American flag.
So I hope you have that nice A16Z card on you, because you'll be paying for this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Entrance.
There we go. That.
This is one of the things where becoming a VC, coming from investment banking, is probably a joy of the job, dealing with the chaos.
Oh, yeah. I mean, There's order in the chaos, so it's all good. It's all good stuff.
This is true. We have the order on your end, chaos on my end. Mm-hmm. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's great? Preparation.
Do you have those with you?
I genuinely brought it so that we're prepared.
Legend. Well, Taco Bell slaps.
Can't have taco all over our face.
I understand why Taco Bell is so large now.
It is phenomenal. It's a good comfort food.
When you were in the UK visiting ElevenLabs, did you get to try?
Which time?
Oh, you did multiple times. Okay, respect. What was your first trip like?
Oh, the first trip was 4 hours. Like entire time I was in London not even London. UK was 4 hours. 1 hour from airport to Notting Hill. 2 hour lunch. 1 hour from Notting Hill back to airport. Out. That was it. The deal was signed in Electric House, Soho House in Notting Hill.
Respect.
It was cute. It was just amazing. It was like a little diner vibe, and it was cute. And we scribbled on a piece of paper. The joy is actually looking into the founder's eyes. It's like, I'm in, bro. Like, I'm in. And the really cool thing, I really enjoy this part of our culture, is like, word is our bond. It carries so much weight.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, just looking at them, and that's why we scribbled on a piece of paper. And that the reason to scribble on a piece of paper isn't because we don't trust it. It's just to commemorate in a piece of paper. Like, it can be a napkin. I don't give a shit.
I think the first term sheet should be hand-given.
I agree with that. I think there's a real joy in just looking in people's eyes and be like, we're in, bro. Like, this is it.
Like, here's the term sheet.
Here's the term sheet.
Let's run it.
And take a little picture, and it just becomes really harder when you have those artifacts to say, like, actually, I don't want XYZ. Like, it's just hard to do that.
Which, yeah, I guess is part of what would make it cool as well.
Exactly. So we love doing that. You know, ElevenLabs did the same thing where we just sort of said, look, like, let's scribble on a piece of paper the important things, and then we're done.
How are you able to get to that level of conviction prior to doing diligence, or like how does it work?
It's funny. Always be selling, you know, like everyone thinks like VCs, you just sit there behind the desk, you like run numbers and be like do spreadsheets and be like, I have conviction, and you go and like like your story makes sense, here's my money. That is not at all how it works. Right? Like in the top deals and top founders, frankly, they have all the leverage.
Yeah.
And frankly, Marwan, this is where banking experience, I thought about this long and hard. Like, how can I cast my 10 years of banking as a non-waste? And my conclusion is like, banking is called sell side, right? You have clients, customers, and you're on the selling side of things. You're selling your service. I actually think in the top end of VCs and like top founders, it's not too dissimilar, because we need to appeal to the founders that we are the partners that they should work with.
Interesting.
And so when you say like, how do you get the conviction? It's like actually a bilateral thing where like we're doing diligence, but also really appealing that they should be working with us and showcasing what we know and showcasing how we fit into the picture. So Slingshot, for example, I won't narrate it here, but mental health is a really, really important, subject for me. And I would never use this story or tell any founder my life story and why I have a therapist, but it's relevant, right? It's deeply relevant. So frankly, what I did, and this is where you say like assessment versus conviction, is, look, I had a conviction that people, like general population, people need access to therapists. They do.
Yeah.
And
I know.
There's a lack of that. So like AI would solve that. That's great. Like, I know that must be an idea. Like, that has to exist. And, like, that's visceral to me. And so when I'm appealing to a founder, like, I know that mission matters to Daniel and Neil. Like otherwise, they would be doing other things. And so one of the things that I decided to do was genuinely just open up. I told them why I needed therapy, why I had mental health issues. Like what mental health, like what therapy would actually do to someone's mental health and how that can sort of really help someone. So I just shared the whole story with them and said, look, like what you're doing And I'm not coming in as like a commercial only investor to say like, oh, like this idea must exist and I'm going to back it. I'm coming in with, look, like there are reasons why your product is so freaking important to me. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why when I tell you, I believe you, I believe your mission, that I'm not just saying it. Yeah. And I think those help, right? Like those help like the mutual conviction grow to say, okay, like this guy is not just saying like, oh, like mental illness is important and more people need it. Like, yeah. But I genuinely believe that. So, and like that's part of the, you know, I think process that like always be selling, like always assess, but also make sure the founders are taking a piece away from you too.
Maybe that's something you learned in investment banking.
That's what I'm saying. The hustle of like, look, like we have a customer, we have a client.
Yeah, I think it's counterintuitive to a lot of people that the primary customer in venture is the founder and how hard it is to get allocation.
You know, and how vicious of a fight it is. In a funky way, I mean, obviously we work for LPs. But in a funky way, by changing the mindset of introducing the concept of like founders as customers and we'll do everything, we'll do right by them, that actually is really well aligned with LPs as well. So like, I'm just like, great, like that works for me. That theory works for me. I know I've been selling investment banking services for a decade. Maybe I can sell a different product.
I know you sometimes use music as a way to express yourself. For example, with Suno, how did you initially get into that?
Oh, it's funny. Music has always been important to me, and you know, it's same to you. I think I'll just say it. New York Times article came out bashing one of our blog posts. This is one of the worst take in history, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to sort of clap back, but in like a funny way. In my thought, I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious? And this, by the way, this was during the historical Kendrick and Drake beef. And I was thinking, oh, like maybe I can do a diss track in a style of West Coast hip hop. And so I just went in, you know, to ChatGPT and plucked in the PDF article and like, hey, I want to actually dispute this. Here are my points. Give me like a rap song. Copy paste, put it in Suno, and say, okay, give me a West Coast hip hop. And it produced actually an amazing music. It was really hard to create music. I can't create music. I don't know how to do that.
Well, we got to throw on a West Coast hip hop beat.
We absolutely do this. Yeah, we absolutely need to.
Let's
but like now I can use it as a medium of communication. All right, I got one.
Bluetooth.
Dude, I didn't know it lights up like rainbow. That's
yes,
cool.
Rainbow mode equals Ready? FSD. Let's do it.
Bryan Kim, A16Z writing 15 mil into a kid that I've seen on my Twitter feed. Cheat on everything like it's Coolie. A Harvard and Columbia expellee. If you know his name, it's Roy Lee. Hey. Yeah.
Sick.
For all the people out there sitting in the back, I'm out here calling APIs ElevenLabs. Put some captions so that you can read my rap. Calling up these models like it's tab. Oh, let's go. A16Z, and you're just trained to go. Writing all these checks, seeing all these decks. Looking at the future and you know what's coming next. $sign 3.3, tack to that B. That's the round they raised at Series C. That's a markup to you, not for me. Damn, I wish I invested early. Everybody wants to write a check, but sometimes you just gotta hustle. Take a jet to London and just say what's next. Here's the thing, there's 16 letters C between the letters A and the one Z. And if you know you multiply money, that's the way you do it, can you see? If there's one thing where we can both agree, there's AGI and then there's GPTs, but there's much more that both of us can see investing in all of these companies.
Amen. Amazing. Crazy. I'm shook.
Rapping is fun.
I wish I can do this. You like actually rhyme things and like, you know, that's really cool.
I want to film a music video at the A16Z office.
We got to do this and have like, let's get Roy, you know, walk over from his office, which is very close, and then Cameo.
Yes, we need all the cameos.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
Is that a deal?
That's the deal. We're roping
Locked
him in. We're roping him in.
Perfect.
That was sick.
Shout out Danny EB Tracks.
Danny EB. There you go. Got to attribute, you know?
Heck yeah.
It's just like deals. You need attribution. Like, I got to call them out, give credit.
How do you feel about founders being big on Twitter and investing a lot of their time into that?
That's a really good question. That's something that I did like 180 on. So before, you know, I grew up at Snap, right? Like we're tucked away in like Santa Monica, Venice, what have you, and we're working on products, super secretive, and then Meta copied it. But anyways, like super secretive, we do all that things, and it's very intentional, very quiet. None of the key people at Snap had like social presence. We don't.
That's interesting.
It's like the Wakanda thing. Like we don't do that here. Like we don't do that here. And you know, like when you grow up in that type of environment, you like tend to think that way of like, oh, like the true product artisans they don't really care about social. They tuck away and like do the work.
Yeah.
I thought of that, and I think that worked in the era of mobile because it was, you know, mobile was like two-decade-old platform by then. All the nooks and crannies have been, you know, kind of explored. So you really got to be thoughtful. I think AI changed it.
I agree.
AI is so disruptive. It's potentially bigger than the internet. And shit's too cool. It's like witchcraft.
It is.
You put in prompt, you get a song. That's witchcraft. That is magic.
That is magic.
That is
yes,
magic.
100%.
Like, categorically, that's magic. So when you have that, I think if you make something, it's like the you know old saying of if a tree fell into, you know, forest and you didn't hear it, did it actually fall? Because everything is so magical, it's really hard to get someone's attention these days.
Yeah.
And so I actually came to believe now that founders who truly understand the art of product velocity and marry that with distribution, which distribution, let's be real, like it's mostly done through Twitter these days and X these days. So there's a real need to actually marry those things and continue to move.
Yeah.
And I will admit, like I made mistakes of thinking, oh, these founders live on Twitter. When do they work? And I'm like, that's not serious. I was wrong. I was late in understanding that the game has shifted.
Yes.
And founders who deeply understand that are going to win. And so, you know, one of the theory behind working with Roy, who I'm very, very excited, is he's very, very
internet
spiky.
native.
He's very spiky on distribution.
Yes.
And I love the product. And, you know, Coolie is like a simple product. It's a translucent overlay, what have you. But it's very similar to like cars where you have this like translucent overlay of you going at X mile. There's a, you know, cop somewhere. You don't say you're cheating on driving. People can say that's easy to copy and like that's not hard to make. I'm like, I understand that. Do you think disappearing photo was hard to make?
Interesting.
You think half translucent display is hard to make?
We see a lot of technologies where things start as serious and turn into toys. I'm curious.
Say more.
If
I actually see a lot of the opposite.
For example,
start serious and turn into toys.
Yes, so they start serious and turn into toys. But
All
I'm
right.
curious. For example, I think Velcro was initially used for, I think, space missions or something like that.
Really?
And then it's like now something much
that's
more
interesting.
simple and
That's
fun, which is
interesting.
kids' shoes.
That's interesting. That makes sense. The opposite of also is true.
But,
like
yeah.
things start as toys. It's so easy. It's so silly.
The
And
internet
all of a
was kind
sudden
of
it
one.
just, exactly. Internet was like a shits and giggle, like, you know, and then it turned into a very, very serious thing.
I think memes have a similar effect where they started out as toys, but now they are effectively...
Memes is the mimetic nature of information. Like, it's incredible. Like, Mark has this whole theory on, like, the supply chain of memes. Where, like, it starts with the weird corners of internet, then it gets to
I'll
Reddit,
probably
then
have
it
to
gets
like
X.
hear it from him directly.
You
sometime.
do. You know, good plug. Good
Yeah.
plug. Let's see if Mark can fit in this car now.
I hear good things from Coco and some other people that know. Roy speaks highly of Mark as well, and yeah, I think he's good on camera.
I would say so.
I actually think
It's a privilege.
people's perception of Silicon Valley is that there's a lot more bad people than there actually is. I think it's because
when you have a quarter of LA's population and the same GDP,
yeah,
there's a lot of people making a lot of money here.
This is true.
On top of that, we're not exactly the most socially tuned.
This is also true.
I don't think it's that people are actively being like inconsiderate or cruel.
Yeah.
I think it's more that they just don't care or think about it.
They're just focused. They're like, they have their mission. They're working on it. I don't know. I feel like Bay Area is interesting. Like it's very accepting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like a whole sense of belonging thing of like, I'm not from Silicon Valley. I worked at Snapchat in Venice and came from Wall Street, and that's very not Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, people are very accepting and they're open to a lot of ideas. And honestly, like if you're intellectually curious and like high velocity, I think it's a great place. Fantastic.
Definitely. Sometimes I wish it was a little bit harsher because the fact that it's very accepting means there's not as much accountability as New York, for example, where it's cutthroat. Like you develop work ethic there. I'd say a lot of the work ethic that I built was when I spent even just a year in New York. You got to have your shit together.
This is true. And you got to do a lot of things. You know, what do they say? If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
And maybe that includes Bay Area.
Are you enjoying being back in the office and having that whole team around you?
I love it.
So much energy in the Andreessen office.
I love it. I always love the in-person nature. Maybe this is like the banking thing. Like you're trapped in an office anyways. And at least my time, there's no COVID. So I think it's really good. I think it's like one-off chats when you learn something. It's really hard to do that otherwise. Like even the other day, two of my colleagues were talking about obviously something AI. And I'm just listening in and like it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, what about this? And you get to chime in, you get to learn, and those opportunities I think are very special. And nowadays we have founders working in the office sometimes, so like we get to say hi to them. It's great. Love it.
ElevenLabs helps with whenever I'm driving and I need to listen to something.
Oh, it's great.
And it's just like actually high quality sound.
The voice, like I think the voice crossed the chasm of reality. Here's one thing I actually notice, the younger generation, what have you, is look, like we're less religious than ever. We move around more than ever. Our family units are becoming smaller than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this leads to less connections. It does lead to less connections.
Yeah.
And there's like studies around like, you know, how many people on average would you like trust your secret with, et cetera. And that number keeps going down.
Mm.
And so I do think there's a need for people to unload. I don't know if it's talking to therapists like Ash by Slingshot or your friend or whatever.
Unloading.
But honestly, unload is important to me. And AI voice gives you that feeling of still feeling connected to something.
Yes.
Feeling that you can talk and you can unload what's on your mind. And I think that's part of the thing. And I wouldn't say, look, like it'll replace everything, whatever. But honestly, there's a real value in that.
I actually think it strengthens some of my personal relationships because
say more.
I'm able to use it as a therapy tool for smaller things. And so I'm not trauma dumping on my friends.
Yep.
And also, whenever there's a sensitive social situation where I'm trying to communicate something in a certain way and I'm having trouble making the words tactful in the way that I want them to be, it's been really helpful to go back and forth with AI and like,
you know, they cannot judge unless they can.
Well, we don't.
This is why I always say thank you, have a good day to Waymos.
Yes.
I'm very, very nice to Waymos. I'm like, hi Waymo, how are you? Like, how was your day?
To say they are conscious.
Yeah, you know, just in case. Like, what's the downside?
How do you think about Dunbar's number? Because there's this number that...
Ooh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
I think about this a lot. Like, Snap, when I was running gross, like, that Dunbar number is actually kind of important.
It's,
and like,
150 people, that's the theoretical limit as to the number of real relationships that you can have.
I think we broke that a little bit, and you know, now we have different stratas, right? We have like connect with everyone, Facebook type or Instagram type, and then close friend network. How big or small is that? And the way I now think about it is, especially for younger generation, how many people do you share your location with?
Yes,
that's your friend graph.
Interesting.
That's your friend graph.
Question. So Dunbar's number
must be there because there's some form of limiting factor to the number of relationships that we can have. Is that a number that can be changed with technology? And is there a way to have a larger number of connections and also at a higher quality? Right now, I think people look at it as there being a trade-off between, yes, we have more connections on average, but the quality of those relationships has gone down. Is there a way where it's not zero-sum and we can have more and better connections?
Interesting. That's a great question. I think the quality and quantity thing might always be there, but again, like going to the value and depths of relationship, that's a subjective thing that we're talking about. Think of LinkedIn. I don't know how many people I have connection on LinkedIn, but there's like a study done on like actually great relationship for work and connection is to have these like loose relationship.
Strength of weak ties.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So then like, is there value in expanded network, even though it's lesser in quote unquote quality, that actually helps other aspect of your life?
Yeah.
So like when we say quality, I think we think like, oh my God, like strengths of relationship, who can you rely on when you cry, like, cry on their shoulders, etc. I'm like, yeah, I do think there's like a relationship between Q and, quantity and quality.
Of course, but it's not.
But there's a different set of value that comes from having larger networks.
I actually think that the quality of relationships in Silicon Valley is improved by technology in the sense where a lot of us sort of already know of each other from the internet.
Like and Twitter. Oh, I'm a Twitter friend. I'm like, you kind of know them. Like they show up every day. And
So
we talk about shit posting, but shit posting just means you post on very high velocity. And if you can't do that consistently and not be yourself. So you just kind of get to know people through that, and
it makes
you
things
find your
feel
community.
more connected.
You find your community. You find your people.
There's something that Roy would say, which is once something on tech Twitter has gotten more than 10,000 views, you can presume that all the tech people have seen it. And it kind of speaks to the fact that it is a very small...
I believe that. So what does it mean when it's launch video seen by millions of people? Actually, that means normal people, non-tech people have seen it.
Correct.
That's what it means.
Yes. And
I have my cousin who lives in Korea. He's a real estate agent. Nothing to do with tech or US or anything. And I was talking to him the other day and like, oh, brother, like, what's his Coolie? Like, I didn't prompt it. Like, he just happened to be talking about it. And I'm like, oh, there's this guy, like, who like had like Columbia thing or whatever. I'm like, wait, Coolie? Like, why do you know about it? It's the craziest thing how you get into like people's consciousness, and it's a cool thing. It's a very, very fun thing to watch. Like ChatGPT, I still think when you think of like the Main Street consumers, if you will, users, I bet one of the only main AI tool they know how to use or have used is ChatGPT.
Yes. Which
means that the opening is huge. That's the only thing they used? Oh my God, let's just wait. Just wait. And I think you need people who understand like the AI-ness of it, but know how to abstract the tech-ness of it out.
Yes. It's a simplification and making it consumer-friendly.
I have an analogy for that. I don't know if you've ever heard of this analogy, but I call them gummy bear founders.
Interesting. I've not known.
Gummy bear. So here's my whole theory. Somebody came up with vitamin C pills. Large, brown, hard to swallow things. Bitter, like chokes you. And it's helpful. It's scientifically really thoughtful thing, technologically advanced. They made it. Fantastic. So that to me is tech, like pure tech. I mean, this was hard to do, this is unique, and this is innovation. I agree with all that, and that's incredible. Some dude, some gal, dude, saw that and be like, you know what? I think this is really useful. This is a very, very good thing. But I don't like taking this. What if I put it in a gummy bear? What if I put it in a gummy bear? And then now I take my vitamins through a gummy bear, don't you?
I do as well.
Everyone does.
The ones that are new
and they're like flavored and like it's all the things. And that's the mashup to me of like understanding the underlying technology and how valuable it is, but also understanding I'm going to put it in a gummy bear.
Yeah. Snap has a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like I came up with that whole theory at Snap. Like we're gummy bear people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're gummy bear people. Snap is a gummy bear people. Like the tech that they do is actually hard.
Yeah,
there's a lot happening there. It just looks funny and simple. And
most great consumer apps are simple on the outside, complicated on the inside.
that's right. I mean, like, honestly, ChatGPT too, right? Like, we create an AI god, and you put it in a text box.
Yep.
And you can summon someone with a text box.
Google search.
It's actually incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a text box. It's very unthreatening. Just hang out with it.
I don't think it could have been a bigger transition from investment banking to Snap. Those are literally opposite companies.
God. They are opposite companies. I was thoroughly made fun of when I was leaving 10 years of banking. And I think I just, you know, actually what helped though, I worked on Alibaba's IPO, which is the humanity's largest IPO in history. Yeah.
Oh, it still is. Wow.
No, Saudi Aramco. Yeah, like
okay,
topped it.
I
like,
slightly don't count that.
I
slightly don't count.
I tracked this, so like it's been unseated, but I've peaked. So it was one of those things where like I've sort of done the thing I wanted to do, but you know, it was a big transition. Like it was, you know, I tell people that transitioning geography is hard, transitioning sector is hard, transitioning jobs are hard, and I did all three at one time, and it was a big transition, but I loved every minute of it, and I thank God that I did that. I wouldn't be here without Snap. I wouldn't know the amazing people that I work with at Snap. Like it's just, I wouldn't know the joy. This is actually what it is. I wouldn't know the joy of working on a product and people that you feel so aligned with. I think that's incredibly important. And like, I'm a gamer. Used to be a world ranked number 2 in Rainbow Six. That's like highest ranked anything I ever gotten in my life. But hopefully investing one day. But that's the highest. But anyways, like as a gamer, I think about like gaming mechanics a lot. But one of the things, like, you know, you have a health point and you have mana points. Yeah. And then when you do special moves, you use up the mana points. And so like working a startup to me requires, it'll suck the mana points out of you. It will, if you work at any good startup, it will require that. And so you're going to have to do a lot of these special moves anyways. You better use it on a product and a mission and vision or what have you that you actually give a shit about.
It's the most important investment you make.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
And it defines
I don't have
the rest
any,
of your
it's
career.
genuinely, it's blood, sweat, and tears.
But you took a pretty concentrated approach to that where you reached out to Snap consistently.
I begged. No, I begged. That's a nice way to say it. Cold emails work. Begging works. My whole theory is that begging actually works.
Is our job just glamorized begging?
This is true. Begging for a meeting, begging for them to take money. Yeah. Yeah, there's some extent. There's some analysis and some, you know, assessment involved, but yes.
Who was the person that said VC was prestigious?
I think that's I think the prestige of Ness, of what have you, like that comes from actually this job being insanely privileged. It's so cool.
True.
What do you mean I make money for spending time with cool people and listening to what they want to build? Are you shitting me?
That's true.
I do that for free. What do you mean on top of that, if I work with them, if they choose me too, and they do well, I also make money?
Yeah. Very few things like it. It's a very cool job.
God. Oh, I would do it for free.
Don't.
I have, I actually did say this once and I have learned not to say it again, but I think that's why it's privileged. Mm-hmm. It's for people with ADD. I have old-fashioned ADD, and I love new things and all that, and it's a perfect job. It's a reputation game too.
100%.
You live and die by what you do. You live and die. Like I think it's one of my bosses. It's either Mark or Ben who said this. Like, you make money on your winners, but you make your name on your losers.
Wow.
And I'm like, golden stuff.
That slapped.
Golden
I'm definitely
stuff.
gonna ingrain this in my.
I believe that. I so believe that. And it's incredible because probability states that these are hard things to do. Probability states that you may lose more than you win. But it's how we show up that counts, and that's what I try to think of every day, and that's why I have the mantra: this is a privilege, it's a distinct privilege.
100%.
Show the hell up.
And I think people underestimate just how impactful the decisions you make are on the world. Venture capital is only something like 0.2% of the GDP, but
is that true?
Yeah, but it accounts for, I think, like 7 out of 10 of the top 10 companies.
Yeah, I believe that.
Maybe 9.
See, like that's the privilege. We get to work with people who are trying to do those things.
Yeah,
and they sound crazy.
They do.
They sound crazy. And
but in some regards, I'm sure you sound crazy to your peers.
Oh yeah,
betting on a 19-year-old kid.
Oh God, yes.
Spelled from
yes, I do.
Harvard and Columbia.
Yes, I do.
Crazy antics, and you got to just keep doing it regardless.
I think the thing is like, are you spotting something different? Do you there's like hype chasing, there's all these like spray and pray type thing. Like I don't do those. Like it's more, you really got to think about it, and you might be misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's okay, because over time, I think what you're trying to do is like just work with people who have the conviction and special spikiness, and like work towards that, and that's the privilege. And may you win more than you lose, or may one of your winners help you.
May you have one big winner.
May you have one big winner. May you have the consistency.
In this game, I'd argue you just gotta hit once per fund, and so
once per fund. That's right. That's right.
Or hit. You need to.
Yeah.
Realistically, if the hit's big enough, you don't need to hit at all ever again. Really.
Yeah, true.
But
the thing is, like, you don't know though. You don't know. Like some companies take longer.
This is true.
Some companies seem like they do really well, and then fizzle out, and that's okay. That's okay.
That's always painful.
And we just control what we can control, which is the input. We're showing up, thoughtfulness, product velocity, momentum, continue to work on those, and that's all we can do.
Yep.
History is like, it's funny, like history and tech trends, like they all like rhyme. And they were saying like history repeats.
Yes.
But I actually think the more accurate thing is history rhymes.
Yes. History
like
doesn't
beats,
repeat,
like
but it rhymes.
Yeah, it rhymes.
It's cool that now we're starting to have tech history. Like the industry is becoming old enough where it has history.
Internet, browser wars.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a little bit of a trend that you can read into, like what happened then, and maybe not exactly that, but what would be the recurring rhyme?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
I guess I'll leave it off on what rhyme are you predicting and most excited by?
The rhyme that I'm most excited by is this, where mobile came out. And initially we had these like drinking, beer going thing. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then like, it's like all these like funny gizmos.
I actually remember exactly what you're talking about with the gyroscope.
Yeah. It's drink, like, oh, that's so cool. And like, those are early days, and, people use it out of, novelty. It was fun, what have you. I think the rhyme that I'm looking for is sort of the after moment type thing, where really genuinely useful things in devices that actually use and harness the full power of that became available to people, and people actually started using it. And by I think by nature, it's really hard to predict what that is. People, like, if someone says, like, oh, like, when the iPhone came out, I knew at a location, I knew all the trends will come together, and therefore it'll enable Uber. Like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
No way. There's no way you could. And, like, I thought the device that we all have is actually the main camera of your life, and then the photo will lose its, value as documentation, and it'll be a messaging medium, and therefore Snap will come. Like, there's no way to actually predict that in my mind. But all of this in retrospect was like a very useful technology that arrived, that combined a lot of things that actually became accessible to people. And I think AI, the part that I'm most excited about, that ChatGPT is still kind of the only thing that people knew how to use. And that explosion, I can feel it.
Like, what is the unexpected stuff we'll see?
It's coming. Like, I can feel it.
Yes, I feel it as well.
And I know we will all be extremely busy and continue to be extremely busy as that comes. And that's the rhyme that I'm looking for, where right now it's so new, so magical. And then more and more the gummy bear people come up.
Yeah.
Like, that's magical. We have AI God. Like, how do I actually use that in service everyday people? What would that look like?
As someone that's 25, AI or large language models are actually kind of my first experience with a new technology.
This is so cool.
And the internet, I grew up with the internet. And
so you grew up with mobile and internet.
Yes.
I did not. I had beepers.
Oh.
I am really dating myself, but I had beepers. I remember I memorized like your friend's house number to call. And like, the thing is, like, you grew up in mobile, but meta point is that founders and people who grew up mobile native, they build different things because that is all they know. People, younger generation, and Roy included, who grew up in AI era, that's all they know. That's not like, they're not thinking I'm going to hire so many people and do all these things. Like, actually, AI can do this. Why wouldn't I do it with AI? And it's like a very different mindset. And I think we'll start to see gummy bear founders who are AI native, who just come up with things that, like, why is that a thing? And our job is to observe and be maniacally interested and move quicker than everyone else so that we get to have the privilege of working with them.
I totally see why Roy was excited to have you as an investor. You guys are aligned in how you view the world, except maybe you say bro a little bit less.
I love all the bros out there, but I can't say it as authentically as Roy. He's like, bro this, bro that. He like used bro like 50 times on our pitch.
Bro, do you want another taco?
I'll take another one.
They're pretty good, bro.
Thank you, bro. And you got to say it with excitement and loudness.
Bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's
a whole thing. How did it feel like, and I'm asking to see what the rhyme sounds like, to go through the internet? Like, were you actively aware of all the shits that were happening? Did it feel exciting and new? Or did it kind of feel like it just happened and it was all a blur?
I want to seem smart and say, oh, it was revolutionary and amazing. Honestly, my first iPhone, I distinctly remember this. It was 3 a.m. I was at 11 Madison Avenue, working at Credit Suisse, pissed off. I'm so tired. I heard this iPhone thing came out. And it was back then, and I don't know if they still do it. Like, iPhone, the Apple store in Fifth Avenue, 24 hours. So me and a couple of the friends were like just pissed off. It's 3 a.m. Like, guys, let's go buy this damn thing. It was expensive. It was like, I forget. It was like $1,000, whatever. It was expensive.
And it wasn't as much of a utility at the time.
No.
Other people didn't have it.
Exactly.
It was a toy.
We had Blackberries, right?
Yes,
like
BBM was
BBM was still not quite out back then, my age. So anyways, like BlackBerry was indestructible things, Nokia, Razor, shit like that. We're just pissed. We're like, you know what? Let's go get this thing. 3 a.m., March of Fifth Avenue, we got the iPhone. Did it feel magical? No, I just stayed up installing things and like came back to work at 6 a.m. so super tired. And I'm like, oh, I guess I have a new phone. And then it accumulates over time. But, it's like slowly, then all of a sudden.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, all your life is on there.
And your entire world is different.
I got to charge my phone, hang out with you.
It's
fantastic.
And it's
really,
a good
really
gig. Free ride.
Free ride.
I can let you know how to leave a tip.
5 stars?
Yes, 5 stars, a tip, a term sheet, whatever whatever you want to do.
Excellent. Send me a DocuSign.
Done. You were just signing DocuSigns before this.
I was.
There's a founder
it doesn't
on the
stop.
other end that is extremely excited to get that DocuSign notification.
There are a lot of documents, but I'm excited to sign it and happy to sign it. Actually, something to help one of our founders.
That's awesome.
We do what we can. There we go. Cool.
Ooh,
that was a good dab. That was a good dab. That was a good dab. Thank you.
Take care, dude. Good luck with the meeting.